Just a good workmanlike win for us tonight. We had to do a lot of things to win that game. Charlotte played pretty well, and I was happy with a lot of what I saw from us tonight. Just good old-fashioned baseball in terms of old-school execution and trying to manufacture some stuff. So that's what we have to be. That's what we have to be.
Mark, sometimes it seems when Andrew gets up at the plate, that first or second pitch, he might look a little overmatched, but then the third or fourth, he's raking. Just what do you have to do to be that kind of hitter? And have you ever seen a guy like that where he's that good late in the count?
I mean, I just think he's evolving as a hitter. He's developing as a hitter. The competition level he's playing right now is the best he's ever seen, and so he's having to make adjustments. There's days he's really good, and there's days he can get pitched to a little bit. So I just think what you're watching is the development of a hitter.
How encouraged are you by Sawyer's outing, and is that the hardest he's thrown in a while?
Well, that was by far his best outing of the year. That's something we've got to have. To me, that was the highlight of the night. The win was great. We did a lot of good things, but without question, that was the highlight of the night, seeing that is still in there. And every time we've put him out there, that's what we were hoping to see. And that was as good as he's been by far this year.
6 walks, only 3 strikeouts. How encouraging is that for you in terms of just taking better at bats?
Yeah, I mean that's been a major emphasis that we need to be more old school in manufacturing some stuff. And you saw it tonight. We tried hitting runs, we tried steals, we tried safety squeezes, we hit homers. Just got to have a lot of different ways to score runs. So that's part of the evolution of a team within the season. And you know, if that's how we have to try to win games, that's how we'll try to win games.
Prior to the 5th inning, your team only managed to get 1 run off 1 hit. However, in the 5th inning, your team was able to get 2 runs off of 3 hits. Just what made the difference?
I just think it took us a while to get into the flow of that game. You know, we're working so much on the manufacturing of runs that sometimes young hitters go too far to one end of the spectrum. So we're trying to find that middle zone for our hitters of we're going to really try to drive the ball when it's there, and we're going to fight balls off and have a night where you only have 3 strikeouts too. So I think it's just a team continuing to figure out what makes it tick and what makes it work for us. So I think it just took the hitters a little time to get in the flow of that game.
And also in the doubleheader against Bama, your team was unable to find that confidence boosting inning, but your team was able to tonight. Just what was the difference in that?
Well, Alabama's pretty good, and Charlotte's good too, but Alabama pitched really well that day against us and just did probably a better job of game planning us.
What have you seen from Noah as of late? It seems like he's been hitting the ball harder, and that triple is obviously very big.
Yeah, you know, he hasn't had the kind of year he's wanted. I think he's hit the ball harder than maybe his stats show. I mean, he hits the ball hard. He hit a couple balls hard tonight, right at guys, and he hasn't had the best luck this season for whatever reason. So, again, we keep putting him up there at the top of our lineup because he's the best option, and we just need him to do well. Some guys, you know, that's the best option you have, and you just need to keep throwing him in there to get them comfortable. And so, big night for him tonight, 2 for 4, had a run, had an RBI, had that big run late off that 2-strike triple. And he's a good player, and we need him to play well, and hopefully it gets him going.
I guess you mentioned on the radio you weren't pleased with some of Brady Allen's stuff against Alabama, but he went 1 for 3 tonight, had the RBI. Was it better tonight? Did you see, I guess, his attention to detail, whatever, that displeased you better tonight at least?
Well, his hustle was better tonight, yes. He flew out, and he ended up almost on second base. That's what we expect.
You mentioned just doing some different things offensively. Was there a game or a moment where it just kind of clicked that y'all had to approach things different offensively, or has it been kind of gradual over the course?
It's been gradual. You know, I think, again, you have enough success early in the year. We started, 14-3 or something with that style of baseball. And then we got into the SEC, and you don't score as much with that style of play. And we've had to learn some of that the hard way. And some of those games we could have won, you know, had we held leads late. But at the end of the day, we're not scoring enough. We don't have 5 all-SEC performers right now in our lineup. So it's become very clear that we have to find other ways to manufacture runs. I think our team knows that. They're on board with it. And I've just told them, be prepared to scrap, be prepared to play old-school baseball. When we can drive the ball out of the ballpark, we will. When we have to do other things, we'll have to try other things. But, yeah, I think it was a gradual realization that we can't just sit back and wait and keep waiting for that home run.
When do you expect Carmen back, and what do you do with him when he comes back?
Yeah, I think we're shooting for the Kentucky weekend. And when he comes back, obviously he won't be able to be a guy that gives you 100 pitches right out of the gate. But he'll be used strategically, maybe as a middle relief guy, maybe as a setup guy. We'll see. We'll have to see how he's feeling, what his command is, where his stuff is. But we're hoping for the Kentucky weekend.
You mentioned Sawyer being really good. Obviously, anything different out of Gilreath tonight, too? It seemed like he had one of his better performances.
I thought so, too. For number one, no walks, and that was key for him. Threw 16 pitches over 2 innings. That's outstanding. He threw strikes. He threw multiple pitches for strikes, and he looked pretty composed out there. So, again, we have so many young guys, and they're all looking for that one inning or that one outing to kind of let the light go on. We're doing that with a lot of guys, trying to see who the light goes on for. Maybe tonight the light went on for him.
Just looking ahead a little bit, Florida this weekend, just what have you seen out of them, and how important is this weekend for you guys to go down there and try to win too?
Yeah, you know what you get when you play Florida. You're going to get outstanding pitching with a bunch of power arms. You're going to get an opportunistic offense. You're going to get a very, very good athletic defense. They shrink the field because they're so fast and athletic on defense generally. So, and we're playing in their ballpark. So it'll be a tremendous challenge, and we just need to get on the bus ready to play our best baseball.
Anything else? Jeff?
Do you have a plan yet, rotation-wise, Thursday night or?
We've thought about some things. We're not ready to announce that yet officially. Probably get that out to you tomorrow, probably by midday. But we've had some ideas. I don't think there's too many ways we can reinvent the wheel at this point. But we'll get that out to you probably by midday tomorrow.
This will be the midway point of the SEC season. Down at 3-9 in the league. Do y'all go to Florida feeling any kind of pressure or feeling any kind of way with just the way the things have started?
I hesitate to use the word pressure with our guys. I don't ever want to use that pressure. I want the guys to enjoy playing. I don't want them to feel the weight of the world on their shoulders every time we play a game. I want them to be disciplined. I want them to play the game the right way and live up to expectations. But I don't want them to feel pressure, because in our game, when you feel pressure, you get tight. And when you get tight, you don't play well. So we'll just go down there to win the first game, do the best we can, and regardless of that result, we'll do the next. I think if you start to let all that heaviness come on to you, then the pressure gets a lot worse. We can't afford to look at our record and figure out standings right now. We just need to keep improving ourselves and figure out how to play better baseball and hope that the tide turns much like it did last year.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.